Hello there, it is me once again. Welcome back to Mallorca. I have some updates for you, but I just have to pop very quickly into the town hall for a very important errand, and then I'll tell you all about it. Or not. I went in there yesterday to fill out a bunch of forms and things for something I'll tell you all about in more detail in a second. And the guy said to me, come back tomorrow and pick up your paperwork. So I'm guessing he forgot that it was Friday, because Saturday, as I imagined at the time, but could not convey in fluent enough Spanish, Saturday is a day off for them. So that's a job for Monday, but I can still tell you about what's been happening. That way. This is such a cute little town, but as soon as you get caught in the rat run, it's impossible to get out, especially as half the town is roadworks right now. Right, that's back on the main road. Let's go and find somewhere nice to ride, and I'll tell you what's been going on. So here we are, south of Manacor, just outside of Felanich, and I have loaded a GPX taken from Wikiloc into the Gaia app, and I'm now beaming it onto the Android Apple CarPlay thingy-bobby from AOC, and for some reason the arrow is not following me anymore. Come on. But anyway, yeah, what's been going on? Well, first of all, it seems like the summer may well be over. I mean, I say that because the temperature right now is below 30 degrees, and it's been above 30 degrees for a month and a half, 2 months, so by comparison, it actually feels quite cool right now. I think that actually was what I was aiming for. Anyway, I've started so I'll finish because this looks like a delightful climb. Another little piece of Wrigley Road which I've never even heard of and then discovered by accident. But the idea in its entirety for today was actually to come out and for the first time try and take in some light trail action, a little bit of dirty road business. But we'll get back to that in a second. Oh dear, drop the back wheel into that hole there. Don't be gentle, it's a rental! And there we are, the top of San Salvador. Las vistas están muy espectacular. Mallorca does have quite a few of these crazy little mountains with a monastery or a church or something of that sort at the top of it. You can even see the sea from up here. Yeah, nice little segue that. And there's my blue line, so there's the task in hand. There is a bit of off-roady action. To be honest, it's a bit more gnarly than I was expecting already. It's been a year since I properly off-roaded a motorbike, so feeling quite rusty if I'm completely honest. Where's my arrow gone? Where am I supposed to know where I am now? Where's the arrow gone? Meet me halfway, mate. So I'm supposed to get under there. Oh, Jesus. I don't think this is even that trail anymore, is it? It's some farmer's goat field. That's the trail I'm supposed to be on. Where am I going? Yeah, anyway, what I came here to talk to you about is the updates, what's been going on. They've got some big news, to be honest. Some of it really good. Some of it really annoying. But yeah, the good bit is that I am now a fully fledged quite literally card-holding Spanish resident. Way! Yeah, slowly it's coming back to me. The confidence is slowly returning. But yeah, if you remember back to the last update video where I was talking about how I went into the town hall, I filled in the wrong forms, and then came to a fence. Hopefully I can open this. Oh, you plonker. I can open it, but I've gone too far. Right, there we go. My first Spanish gate. But yeah, I filled in the wrong forms and then had to enlist the help of the Mallorca Solutions people to fill in my forms correctly. Now they told me that it was going to take 12 weeks to finally get a result on this, and I just counted it, and quite fantastically, they actually managed to take care of it in 9 weeks. So the day before yesterday, me and the wife went into Palma, went to the government offices, Extranjeria, and I finally got given my Spanish green card. It sounds very fantastical and American, but it actually is a green card. And that's actually the bit that says, you now live in Spain, this is your main residence. But for various other reasons, which we'll get to in a second, that doesn't close the circle, because I still have to go to the town hall with my new green card and register myself as a resident in the borough or the town in which I'm living. And that's what I went and did yesterday, filled in the right forms right. Yeah, so that means that's now taken care of. I'm now, unless there's been some kind of an issue, officially registered in my hometown as a resident. And all I need to take care of is the administrative task of picking up the certificate itself, which I then need to use for various other things. Yes, hello. Yeah, the trails around here are very single-tracky. When I was in Italy, anything single-track was basically out of bounds. There we go. Quickly realised I hadn't got the traction control turned off, so back on it. So yeah, that's a big weight off the chest, off the shoulders. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm just going to park that there because I really wanted to have a close look at that tree. Yeah, that tree appears to have fallen down. Yeah, glad we cleared that up. I've lost my thread now. There we go. In doubt, throttle out. But yeah, the citizenship is now taken care of. I can now get myself a proper bank account instead of having the training wheels foreigners bank account that I've got. I could also qualify for heavily subsidized travel on ferries and planes to the mainland and to the other islands. So that's pretty cool. Expect, hopefully, for there to be a trip to mainland Spain sometime in October. Maybe a bit of tech stuff over on the mainland. Maybe see some desert action, see some proper mountain action. I mean, the mountains here are fantastic. Don't get me wrong, I love them, but they're not like massive mountains. But of course, as always, there may be a few bumps in the road with regards to that, because as well as entitling me to all of these things, what the residency now means that I can do, or in fact, now what I have to do, is I have to register this bike in Spain as a Spanish vehicle within 30 days. I've got 1 month to register this bike. Doesn't sound all that bad. I just need to get it tested, kind of exactly like the MOT, but Spanish. Then pay a little bit of tax for bringing a vehicle into the country. Well, I've gone wide, and that means I have to deal with this big bit now. There we go, no trouble. But yeah, a little bit of tax for bringing the vehicle into the country. Have to pay the road tax, get some insurance. Gone wrong again. Where does it go? I have to go down there. That doesn't look nice. I'm going to go for some engine off and walk it in. Here we go. It's very loose and it's all channeling into that gully in the middle. So I've got a big job coming up, so I can't have any broken legs just yet. Hang on a minute, this is where I just came from. I was supposed to go up there. Oh, now you've done it. Now you've taught it. Question is, am I going to get up there realistically with my skill level? Yes I am. Nicely done, son. What a bike. What an absolute bike this is. This is a bike. And this bike needs to be brought into the country. So I took myself along to the testing station to go and make myself an appointment, because it turns out that you can't book an appointment online because you need a Spanish number plate to do that. I went along. I'll give it the short story because there's going to be a whole video about this, but I came out with an appointment to have my bike tested in February. Oh, how crazy is that? I've got to wait till February until I can get a test, but I've got 30 days that I'm allowed to ride the bike. And this is why there's the potential for some issues with having a trip in October, because I might not have access to a motorcycle. I mean, I currently have two potential solutions. One is that Spain has a system whereby you can apply for temporary number plates if your vehicle is in the process of being registered. The issue is, I don't know at which point you're allowed to apply for the plates. I don't know if you have to already be in the system or if you can apply for the plates while you're waiting to get into the system, because that's where I am currently. I've just got an appointment for the test. That means the DVLA, the DMV, the RBV, whatever you want to call them, the registration people have no idea that I exist yet. And that's where the residency card and the certificado de empadronamiento come into play, because they cause me to miss my turn again, but I think I can take this one. Nope, looks like I'm in someone's front yard now. Oh no. I am on a golf course though. That's not what I want. Because I was not able to start the application process to get the yellow plates until I was a resident with proof of address. So complicated. You have to get Part B before you can get Part A, but you need to have applied for Part D before Part E becomes available. But you can't get Part E until you've completed all of the subset qualifications of Part F. It's pretty much how this process seems. Yeah, so once I pick up this certificate on Monday, I can apply for the yellow number plates. And hopefully they will give them to me. It says that they are valid for 60 days, but they can be extended indefinitely until your vehicle is registered at no extra cost, which I find really cool. I think the plates to begin with cost about, I don't know, 30 to 50 euros, but yeah, then to extend them is hopefully nice and easy. So yeah, fingers crossed that that will be solution number one. Nice and easy. I can even do that application online. And then bomb around with Spanish insurance and temporary Spanish number plates pretty much until the cows come home, or until I get properly registered, which in of itself has some benefits, because it means that I'll get a rebate on the not yet used road tax in Germany for the bike. I'm going up this way. This is where I've literally just come from. Just done a circle, haven't I? Where have I gone wrong that I've just done a circle? That's embarrassing. yeah, I will also get whatever's remaining of my insurance back, which is good. As soon as I deregister the bike in Germany, which I can do online, the insurance is automatically cancelled, no questions asked, and I get a rebate of what's left. I think that's one thing that Germany does really well that England could learn from. Which reminds me, actually, circling back, running that first flag up the pole again, now that I'm registered in Spain, I can begin the process now of registering myself onto the Spanish national health system. I expect lots of complicated hoops to jump through there, and obviously I will keep you appraised of all developments. But at the same time, I can completely remove myself, deregister totally from Germany, and as soon as I deregister from that system, that means I stop paying my 200 odd euros a month medical insurance. This is where I went wrong. I went that way, and then went back that way. Anyway, yeah, back to the motorbike situation. If it should come about that I can no longer ride the bike until February, which will be a bit of a killer to be honest, although it means that I will put off the valve check that I need to have done, because I'm currently at 17,500 kilometers, which means I've only got 2.5 left, and then valve check is due, which is a bit rubbish considering I pretty much haven't earned anything for this entire year so far. But yeah, so the theoretical situation is there. The bike is laid up until February. You can't touch it. Well, I can touch it, and trust me, I will touch it. I'll be rubbing it daily, nightly, and ever so rightly. But what plan B was going to be was to try and find out if I can buy myself some cheap rotter of a bike locally to the island, give it a little bit of TLC, and then go on a trip on that. Like, you know, like a big trailer, something like a Yamaha XT600, or, I mean, the fantasy would be an old Yamaha Tenere or something like that, but you can forget those. Mr. Adam Riemann has ruined that for everybody. Prices are crazy. I have in fact seen a 92 Yamaha XT600 and they want 2,200 euros for it, and it's got 91,000 kilometers on it. I mean, of the second-hand bikes that I've bought in my life, only the FZ1 was more expensive than that, and that wasn't a single-cylinder thumper that's been ragged around the Mediterranean island for 25 years. But anyway, we'll see. Maybe I won't even need to, but should the need arise, I am potentially toying with that idea. And then, yeah, go and have a bit of a salt-of-the-earth old school trip in Spain. The good thing is that hopefully by then I'll have received the ADV bags from Lone Rider, and you can use them on any bike. There we go, kick the back out, points the front 100% in the right direction. Points my arse very slightly towards squirty territory, but that's what we're here for, isn't it? Look at that. Views, views, views. Yeah, so that's pretty much where we're at. I'm a Spanish citizen, the bike is not, but hopefully it'll catch up pretty soon, although not before 2026. I will, of course, keep you updated with all developments if there becomes the need for a motorbike shopping trip. I'm pretty sure I will bring you along. Otherwise, I hope you are eking out as much as you can of your summer. Hopefully I can get a lot of rides in before the clocks change and the nights get short. Although that shouldn't even be too much of a problem, because if you haven't seen it yet, check out the video in the top right there, or in the description, of the Lone Rider motorcycle lights install. Those things are laser beams on a bike. It's insane how much light they put out, and they basically mean that I don't have a nighttime here anymore. And obviously there will be a video along of the whole process of registering the bike, but I'm afraid you're going to have to wait for that because it's not even going to get started until February. Otherwise, thank you so very, very much for watching. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. The algorithm loves that shizzle, and to be honest, I need as much love from the algorithm as I can get because it is punishing me lately and I'm getting nothing. This channel is sinking in the mud. Also, if you found this video entertaining or enjoyable or frustrating or infuriating, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Either way, do something. Click one of the thumbs. And outside of all that, I wish you dry roads, clear skies, and the wind on your back. Keep yourselves out of trouble, keep your bike shiny, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra!